This conference will now be recorded.
Go ahead.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call to order the Stratford Roosevelt Forest Commission to order at 6:36 p.m. Looking for a motion to approve the minutes for the regularly scheduled meeting that was on June 23rd, 2021.
So moved, Bill O'Brien.
Moved by Bill O'Brien. Do I have a second?
I seconded Ed Bitsko.
Seconded by Ed Bisco. Any discussion, additions, omissions, subtractions? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. We'll go right into the continuing items. The boardwalk on the Orange Trail. I know we're going to need some funds to help with that boardwalk. Bill O'Brien, do you have any report from the town of Stratford and funding for this fiscal year of what they can do?
No, but is this the one we're going to use the old timers to help with?
Yes, that's what we're looking for, a donation of labor from the old timers, but we need material costs covered by the town of Stratford.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything on that end, but it occurred to me the old timers are in pretty good financial shape. They might make a donation to help towards the repairs.
Well, that would be great.
Bob
he's
looking for some specific information. He's not clear on exactly what they have to do.
What the best thing to do, Bill, if you could take reins of this, since you're, I don't want to say you're an old timer because that would not be politically correct, but since you're associated with the Old Timers Association, if you would coordinate with Kelly Kerrigan,
okay,
see if you can get down there and see what we're looking to do and what she's thinking of, and maybe I know we do have some cost estimates of what needs to be done there. I think it's, I don't want to say nominal money, but it's probably in the $20,000 to $30,000 range of materials that might need to be used.
Oh, that much?
Well, yeah, but it might be less. So if you could talk to Kelly, but that's something that needs to be addressed.
And maybe I'll see if Kelly and Bob and I can go up there together and look at it and talk about it.
That'd be great. Any other comments on that? Cool.
No.
No?
My thought was just we do need to come up with some kind of plan. I don't think an architect is necessary, but like what the requirements are, the minimum requirements as far as a footpath going over a swamp, that will dictate how much money it's going to cost.
Yeah, and where it gets a little goofy there, Ed, is if we make this handicap accessible, I'm not sure how that works with CDA money and stuff like that, Bill. There might be a CDA play in there.
Yeah, of course, that would put it off for a while.
I know, but I like, well, a while is not, even if it's a couple months, I mean, it's been on the agenda for a while, so I'll take,
no, but I mean,
if you want to guarantee me it's done in 12 months, I'll make that deal with anybody right now, so.
Right.
Yeah. So, I'm not looking to get it fixed tomorrow, but it's definitely a priority of ours. I think, I'll be honest with you, I can't walk on that trail with my dog. I can't, it's too thin. It's, with my dog could fall right in. So I avoid that trail. So that trail needs to be fixed. And young kids can slip in there. It's just not, it needs to be fixed. So I don't want to belabor that point, but any other comments on that? Is everybody in agreement with that we need to fix that? I think there's nobody that says we got to keep it rustic and, okay, good.
Yeah,
perfect.
No.
Yeah, and Bob Ford has mentioned too, we got to remove what's there too. They have those old telephone poles that are, pressure treated that really aren't good for the environment, that they need to be removed out of there as well, So.
That's probably worse than building the footpath.
Yeah, we could probably, Kelly's got some resources at her disposal to help with that. So again, it's just something that needs to be done. The mayor is aware of it, and and I know she's supportive of fixing up the forest. So I think the time is right to definitely approach that. Bill, if you could keep bringing that up, that'd be great in your committees.
Okay, I will.
Thank you. I really.
But I'll try to meet with, I think Kelly's back next week, so I'll see if we can get there next week.
Yeah, well, next week, if she's just back, give her a week. We'll give her a week on that. But yeah, that'd be great. If we can get a report in September on that, that'd be terrific. Fair?
Hey, Bob, do we still have a line item in the budget for the forest? I know it's not much, but do we still have it?
Yeah, no, the answer is yes and no. We have a line item to pay the exorbitant salary we pay our secretary. So it's a very nominal amount of money in the.
She's gonna have to volunteer from now on.
No, that also includes my pay as chairman, which is 0.0. But Aileen keeps telling me they pay me everything I'm worth, so that's great. Supporting that.
Okay.
All right. Dog park. So just to give you guys all an update, there was we had a storm, a mini storm, we'll call it, but it was pretty significant for the dog park. The good news, the bad news is it took out some trees, it took out some fence. Public Works has really worked with the Jared's Dog Park Committee and I believe they are doing the repairs, and I've done a lot of repairs. So I haven't heard boo about it. So I am going to assume things are being rectified pretty quickly over there. And what I see on their Facebook page, it seems to be moving along. So that's the other comment is we continually are getting complaints. Well, I'll use that on new business, but about the dogs off leash in the park. And I don't really want to talk about that under dog park because it's not really fair to link the two. So I'm gonna go into new business with that. Any other comments on the dog park itself? Cool. We can go to Scout Camp and Live Edge Repair. Do we have any report on that?
I may add, I don't know. Chuck, it's Chuck's candidate from his troop.
Right.
So I don't believe he's on line with us right now. So I don't know. I would pass on that one.
Okay, that's fair. I don't have any report. I have nothing to really do with that part of it. So, Friends of Roosevelt Forest on the Facebook page. That's a Bob report, not the Bob David, but the other Bob. So I don't have a report on that. I will comment, which I should mention, Friends of Roosevelt Forest. I think many of you know, and it's on social media, so I don't feel bad talking about it. Lou Lobin has had some medical setbacks. He's doing well. He's recovering, but he's not active in the forest right now. I told him, and I speak on behalf of everyone, he wants thoughts and prayers from the Roosevelt Forest Commission to him and his family. But he's on the mend. He's probably doing too much that he shouldn't be doing already. But I just wanted to let everybody know about Lou. I think everybody here might have heard already, but he is on the mend. So just wanted to give you guys an update on that, which goes right into the ultra marathons. He's had the April one, he's had the June one, the September one is scheduled. He's got I'll call it Lou and Friends are kind of running that. It's don't let a few little medical procedures stop Lou. So right now he's going forward with all of his events that are on the schedule here on the agenda. So the next run, we're not going to have a meeting before that, but it's September 18th, 2021. So, and anyone's welcome to participate in that with Lou. Good luck. The chairman will not be running in that 100-mile ultra marathon. Park repair. So I've given Kelly a few items that need to be fixed at the park. Whether we have some trees on the Lime Trail have been identified that need to be taken out, or pruned. There's many trees that need to be pruned near the trails. So Kelly and I will walk through the forest again soon. There is money in the budget for that. And when I say the budget, the parks budget. So I'm pretty confident we'll get those things fixed. There's other minor repairs in the pavilion area where there is a hole where there used to be a fire pit that needs to be fixed. So Kelly's on top of that. She's aware of it. So that's the update in park repair. Anybody else have anything egregious that we should talk about on park repair that I might have missed? Ed, was that Ed or Alan? Did you have a comment or?
No, I have no comment.
Okay, all right. Okay, it was
All set.
Alan. Anyways, okay. Want to make sure. All right, perfect. The forest closed signs. It's funny. I think tomorrow, or it was either today or tomorrow, the police have activity in the forest. They've been pretty good. I want to say very good about letting everyone know when the forest is closed. So we did have one incident within the last 30 to 60 days where PD did not notify. An outside agency was using the range, and it kind of got it did not get communicated to the public. Chief McNeil has been excellent at making sure that that website has been updated so people know when the police range is in use. Just to remind everyone, they try to use it. When it's used, it's usually between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Monday through Friday, not on the weekends. And they usually try to do it during the school day, unless there's an emergency where you have to qualify police officers so they can carry their firearms. And again, it's a mutual aid thing too. So other departments do use it in the area because we use other departments for other certifications as well. So, it's mutual aid's mutual aid. But I haven't really gotten any complaints on it lately, so that's a good thing. So I'll just leave it open on that. Any other questions on forest closed signs? Cool. Map updates. That's Kelly's. I know Kelly's been diligent on working with. What's the code that's called? Help me. I always forget the name of it. The scanning code. The QR. What's it called? QR code.
QR codes, and she's working with MetroCog.
She's working with MetroCog on the QR codes, and there's been a few little hiccups on that, but so far, it's moving. I will say it's moving glacially, but it is moving. So that's the update I have from Kelly a couple weeks ago. So that's one thing. And that goes with the map updates as well. Just so everybody knows, all the map updates, that all the laminated maps are gone. I'd like to get some more up there, but hopefully with the QR codes, people can just kind of scan in their phones and see where they're going. I think 99% of the people in the forest that are walking carry a phone with them at this point. So I think that's probably a better use of our resources to put QR codes up at the entrances. Never thought I'd be saying that at a Roosevelt Forest Commission meeting, but I think that's the day and age we're at today. I think everybody knows how to use a QR code, or they haven't been to a restaurant in the past 2 years. So there we go with that. The James Farm. Oh, anybody have any questions or comments on that? Okay. No, James Road, the James Farm Road parcel. There has been some activity on some adjoining properties on James Farm Road that concern the forest. When I say concern the forest, they border the forest, so could cause runoff, could cause some adverse effects on the forest. So when those, I would ask everyone to kind of look at zoning meetings and stuff like that if you could attend. I know Meryl Pruitt, she's one of the neighborhood activists, I'll call her. She's been informing us, and I think she emails most of the commission on that when there are certain events happening at Town Hall that we should be attending or they want our input on. Again, I would ask everyone, you can speak as an individual. If you want to speak, you can speak as a commissioner. You're a commissioner, obviously, but you can't speak while the Roosevelt Forest Commission believes. I won't say that. I don't think anybody on the commission should say that unless we actually have a vote on something that we support something or don't support something. I think that's fair. But obviously, every individual here is a taxpayer in the town of Stratford. You're more than welcome to say, hey, I'm a commissioner on the Roosevelt Forest Commission. I'm speaking as one commissioner. I think you can get away with that. But I just don't want anyone to go through that rabbit's hole. I think that's pretty fair to say. Anybody have any comments on that? concerns?
I believe there was there's a Peters Lane parcel that I
Yep.
think had a meeting canceled. There was a zoning meeting last week and it was canceled,
Okay.
something, but
Thank you, Pete. Yeah, Peter, you're right. I knew there was definitely a property. I think you're right. I know you're right. It was about Peters Lane. It also another property that, part of the that adjoins the forest. So,
Sure.
and I do know that Kelly Kerrigan and Joe Gresco and a few people are looking to purchase properties that are adjoining Roosevelt Forest. So that, that's actively being worked on.
That's
Because
excellent.
there's negotiations going on, so I don't really want to go too deep into it. One of the reasons I don't want to go too deep into it, I don't know enough anyways, so it's not like I know something I could communicate to you guys, but I know that's happening. I don't think that's a secret to anyone. We've been talking about that for years. Anytime we can get grant money to purchase property that joins the forest, I can't think of one negative for that, so we'll stay with that. Cool. Any other comments on James Farm Road parcels? Cool. New business. Well, first I'll open it to commission. Anybody on the commission have any new business? Don't all speak at once. Calm down. Good. All right. So I do have one. We talked about last time. The dog's off leash. It's a problem. I've made some calls over to the animal control AOC. I've left messages letting them know. I will tell you, I've been in the forest like the past couple of weeks. It has diminished. I've actually made some comments to people going, listen, I'm sorry, but I know your dog's great, but you really got to keep it on the leash. I am not asking any of you if you're to confront anybody in the forest, because God knows, not in 2021. But if you feel comfortable, and feel free to say, hey, I wouldn't get into a confrontation, but I'd just say, oh, we have these regulations because people are afraid of dogs. I know your dog's great; it's the best dog in the world, but we have that. We have that law and with that ordinance, and I think it's something that we need to keep. If you asked me 5 years ago, I'd been, I'm not sure. From what I've seen out there, we really need to keep the dog leash law ordinance in effect. And I don't think if anybody here disagrees with me, please let me know. But I just think it keeps the dog under control. There's a lot of young kids that get scared. They can run into, fall off a cliff, fall off a bridge. You just don't want someone getting hurt. So from a safety standpoint, I think it's the right move. There, just so you know, Lake Mohegan and Fairfield they don't have a leash or thing that kind of relax. You have to keep control of your dog. I've been there with my dog on a leash and off a leash. It's a little bit out of control. So I think from a safety standpoint, I think the way we do it is a pretty good way. Any objections on that to anybody? Or okay. No one's burning leashes. We're good. Cool. Trail markers. Now, what's going on, Frank? I'm going to ask you to kind of comment since you're the trail marker chairman of the board. We'll call you the holder of the trail markers. You and Ed. How are we? Good. Did we do the dog? Did we do the dog park one? Is that marked? I can't remember. Did you guys do that?
Bob, I hope you can hear me. No,
Yeah,
I still have the dog park markers.
Okay.
And we have not posted any markers lately.
Okay. Well, if you guys want to, I mean, again, so I guess I would recommend the best bug spray in the world if we're going early in the forest. It's a little buggy there, but let me know. I do have, if you want to do one Saturday, try to bang it. Anybody around? Anybody want to do one, or what do you think? We want to wait till it gets.
I think when it gets cooler.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
I was up there during one of the storms, just checking that bridge on Blue Trail, and it is brutal between the mosquitoes and the flies. Um, yeah. So when it gets cooler, it'll probably be more comfortable, better.
Or everybody can spray themselves with some insect repellent and not Ed, and we can watch them attack Ed. That's
Yeah.
option
All
B.
right.
All right, we'll go to
like both
option A.
those.
We'll wait. Okay.
All right.
I won't do that to Ed.
That's a plan.
They are brutal. Those mosquitoes are as big as, seagulls. I've seen them. So, you can put that on the record, Aileen. Thank you. Cameras. I haven't heard anything on that. Bill, I'm going to ask you, put you on the spot. Did council in the budget? I know.
Yeah, I haven't heard an update, but there's money there is all I know at this point.
Aileen, can you put in the minutes that we want to ask the police department the status of the cameras for the force?
Do you want to ask who the status?
The police department, because they were the ones
Police
ordering
department.
them.
Okay.
I can't think of the officer's name that's running with that. You could ask
Well,
the
you
chief.
can put that you want an update from Chief McNeil,
from the
and
chief-
then he
from
will
the chief
delegate
Chief
it to
McNeil.
whoever.
Yeah, Chief McNeil. We'd like an update from Chief McNeil. That's easier. Go to the top and work our way down.
And then if you want, I could, when I send out the minutes, I could then send Chief McNeil a copy
you?
and say,
That'd be
hey, you're
great.
mentioned.
Say Bob David
Okay.
mentioned you. Great. Thank you. I say that in jest, but the chief's been very supportive of everything we do in the forest, and he gets it. Oh, just a sidebar, which is interesting. I was speaking to the fire chief, Bryant Lambert, about a fire. They do have a fire protocol that they're updating for Roosevelt Forest in case there's a fire and procedure and everything else like that. As you do know, and I'm not a fireman, so someone help me. They do have the draft. Is it called the draft pipe? I might have the wrong terminology for that. Pipe that's in the pond there.
Standpipe, from that draws out of the pond there, right?
Yeah. It's a standing pipe. There's a term for it. I didn't go to firefighting school. I don't know the term, but they do have a pipe there that they can draw from in case there is a fire. Some of the good news for the summer, we've had a lot of rain, so that's good. So that keeps down the risk a little bit lower. So on that. I think I went through everything I have. Did I miss anything? Madam Secretary, is there something I might have missed that we should be discussing that you know?
Nope, just a motion to adjourn.
Well, before I make that, Aileen, Bob, I have a couple things.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to the dog park for a minute because back in, I think it was late June, early July, I got a text message from Bob Levine, he kind of runs the dog park. And he said, tree work is going great. Kelly Kerrigan does an amazing job, a real asset to the town. And then Kelly mentioned one day that he actually sent her flowers as a thank you. So good
That's
report on
great.
Kelly. Kudos to Kelly.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, last meeting, Bob Ford mentioned about becoming part of the trail. Remember he talked about?
He did.
So
Yep.
I mentioned to Chris Pia, who said, well, talk to the mayor first. So I talked to the mayor, and she doesn't want to do that at this time. She feels there's too much work that needs to be done in the parks, including Roosevelt, before we open it up to non-residents. I mean, we don't turn away non-residents now, but to make it that non-residents are welcome, she doesn't want to do that quite yet.
Yeah, that would take a couple actions, right? One is the council would have to approve. Right now, it is for town residents. Again, it's not enforced. That I have seen the town enforcement parking officer in the park. I'm not sure if they've written any tickets ever about having a resident sticker there, but I've never heard of it or seen it in the past 15 years. I've been part of the Roosevelt Forest Commission. And I agree with the mayor on this one where we need some repairs to the park that have to happen before we open it up a little bit more. And I think we're fine the way it is right now. I hate to not be progressive, but in this instance, I want to take some caution and some prudence to make sure everyone's, Any other comments on that? Bill, you said you had something else, or are you good with everything?
Yeah, that was it. Just that, and about Kelly and the dog park.
Yeah, and please mention the minutes, Aileen, if you could. Kelly's been a huge asset, not only to Bob Levine and the Jarrett's Dog Park, and as Bob Levine and Bill O'Brien, Councilman O'Brien, have acknowledged, but as far as this commission too, she's been nothing but very, very responsive to our needs in a timely manner. So I do thank her for all she's done for the park. So thank you. Great. If we have nothing else.
Hey, Bob, one thing I just remembered. Margot, council clerk, called me the other day, and one thing she's been looking out for is information on the St. James piece of property. And she discovered that it became their property in 1936, but that's the only new information she has.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's really interesting because I believe the forest was purchased in 1933. So I don't know how they got property in the middle of the forest in 1936. But again, we looked into it. The church is using that property. It's completely within the town of Stratford. It's surrounded by the town of Stratford. It's sort of an island there. It's not broken. It's not, residents aren't inhibited from walking through there. There's a sign that says St. James property, but I feel, it is what it is right now. So they're not going to deed it over to us this week. We found that out. So
right.
Last time I checked our checkbook, we can't write a check to buy it. So onward and upward, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
And with that, I make a motion to adjourn.
Great, Bill. We had a motion to adjourn by Councilman O'Brien. We have a second by.
Second.
Was that Peter? Second by
Yes.
Peter. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Meeting is adjourned at 7:03 p.m.